clicked on the link, the new screen popped up with the icon of a video loading. A small grey circle spinning in the center, like a pupil dilating in the dark. I chewed the straw of my vanilla milkshake, the plastic bending between my teeth, until it cracked with a faint, satisfying snap. The room was quiet, except for the low hum of my laptop fan and the occasional slurp I made to steady myself. I had no idea what this could be. I had found it on Darkload, a shadowed corner of the onion where the more layers you peeled back, the more depraved it became, and the anticipation sat heavy in my stomach, equal parts dread and hunger. Darkload had started years ago, as a crude homage to Dante. 9 layers mirroring the 9 circles of hell, each one a progressively deeper trench into human failure. The original idea had been unimaginative, almost pedantic. Limbo for the curious browsers, lust for the porn hoarders, gluttony for the gore feeders. But then it evolved, as all such places do, into something more intricate and cruel. The lower reaches split into rings and zones, just like the Mela bulge in the Inferno, those 10 evil ditches carved for fraud and malice. There was the Bolgia of Pandora's, where trafficked lives were auctioned in live streams. The Bolgia of flatterers, drowning in their own syrupy lies and deep-fake confessions. The Bolgia of simoniacs, where spiritual leaders sold salvation in cryptocurrency and blood oaths. Deeper still lay the trenches for barrators and hypocrites, thieves and sowers of discord, each guarded by its own demons. Anonymous mods who enforced the rules with doxing threats and timed self-destructs. I had spent the night deep mining, scrolling through the usual rot, chasing the thing that might finally shock me awake, or at least arouse something beyond numbness. This was what I did on Saturday night. I told myself it was research. I told myself that most people who ended up this far down were not doing what I was doing, which was looking, just looking, from the safe side of the glass. The vanilla milkshake had gone warm and thin by the time I stumbled on the thread buried in the 9th layer forums. A single post with no title, just a magnet link, and the cryptic tag, Ascension, Glass Cathedral, verified. No previews, no descriptions, only a warning in red text. Watch alone, do not screenshot, the Guardian spirits remember. I read the warning twice. Then I clicked, the loading icon stopped. Black screen, then a soft chime, like temple bells struck underwater. The video opened on a vast room of glass, walls, floor, ceiling, all transparent, refracting cold blue light that made the space feel suspended in ice. At the center stood a girl in flowing white robes, her face familiar in the way old pop idols are familiar. Luminous skin, 40% tooth smile, eyes that had once sparkled under stadium lights, but now held nothing at all. She began to sing, voice crystalline and perfect. One of those bangers that had topped charts years ago. I recognized it before I could place it. The recognition was in the body before the brain, a frequency the radio stations had put there without asking. Behind her, half shadowed on a mirrored altar, another figure lay bound. Smaller, younger, dressed in the same white, but stained dark at the wrists and throat. The bound girl smiled too, the exact same practice smile. Something wet and black spread across her chest like ink in water. The singer leaned in, kissed the bound girl's forehead with slow tenderness, then lifted her face to the camera. Her lips moved against the microphone, voice dropping to a whisper that carried through the glass like cold through glass. My body is no longer mine. Soon, neither will yours. The screen cut to black on that radiant, empty smile. I sat frozen, milkshake forgotten, straw still clenched between my teeth. The fan in my laptop whirred louder, as if trying to cool something that had already overheated. I did not move to close the tab. I did not reach for the pause button. Instead, I stared at the black rectangle, waiting for whatever came next, knowing, deep in the part of me that had spent too many nights peeling these layers, that I had just stepped into the final bulger. The counter beneath the video read, "One view." It had not changed since I clicked. I thought about this. 43 minutes of video, professional production, the kind of lighting and staging that cost money and planning and people who knew what they were doing, posted to the deepest layer of a forum that required 3 months of verified presence just to read. 0 reposts, 0 replies. One view, which was me, which meant whoever uploaded this had posted it and walked away, or had posted it specifically for the one person who would find it, which was also me, which was a thought I put down immediately and did not pick up again. I did not know her name, the girl in the white robes. Her face was familiar, the way faces are familiar when you have seen them on a phone screen for a fraction of a second 100 times without looking directly. A thumbnail, a recommended video, the corner of someone else's feed. K-pop was not my world. It had never been my world, but her face had been in the world long enough that some residue of it had reached me anyway, the way all famous faces eventually reach everyone, through proximity and repetition and the sheer insistence of being seen. She had been famous. Past tense felt correct, though I could not have said why. Then movement seeped back into my muscles, and I threw up shake over the keyboard. I cleaned it up with a shirt from the floor. I saved the magnet link in 3 places. Then I sat back down in front of the black screen, and I looked at the counter, which still read 1, which still had not changed. And I thought about what it meant that something like this existed and had been watched, as far as the platform knew, exactly once. I did not sleep that night. By morning, I had a name.